What's up, guys? Today we're working on Jake's truck. It's a 88C 3500 two-wheel drive dually. So we're doing the front brake rotors and front brake pads, and this will be a how-to video showing you guys how to do this. And this will work on pretty much any two-wheel drive or older rear-wheel drive vehicle that has an old-school bearing and race. This does not have a unit bearing. So we'll get started here and show you guys what you need to do. Alright, so what you want to do first is they have a, I think it's a 3/8 Allen that is used to get the brake calipers loose. So he's going to press the brakes back while he's got them connected. You just need a big C-clamp, or you can do it with the proper tool. Once you have it off, they do make a tool to push brake pads back. However you do it is fine. This is just the way we're doing it. Do not do it this way if you're going to reuse your brake pads.
Now because it's easier to take the caliper off.
So now that he did that, he can get the caliper off much easier. And you want to make sure you don't want to stress the brake hose at all. So get yourself a block or a box, or we're going to use a bungee cord to hang it up out of the way. Then you can see there's little holes. There's 2 of them. You want to get those lined up where you can see in, so you can get your dust cap off of the inside with a screwdriver. There it goes.
Hotter than now.
Then there's a cotter pin in there. You want to get that out so you can get your nut off, which is going to be a 30 millimeter. And usually these will be a little on the loose side because they were never adjusted, so they did get a little slack in them. If you can't take it out by hand, then just get the 30 millimeter and you'll be good. There'll also be a big washer in there. You want to make sure you get that out.
Usually I pull the bearing with the washer already on that.
And your bearing as well. There you go. Now we'll move up to the workbench.
You can hammer them out the other way.
Now if you're going to reuse your bearings, which we are because they're in great shape, you're going to want to remove your seal. And there we go, pop right out, and he will pull the old bearing out of there. If you have any kind of grit or you had a problem with your bearing, you want to get new ones, and then he's just going to wipe it off, make sure that it doesn't feel gritty. You don't want to, you know, if it's gritty, that means there's dirt or rust or some kind of debris in there. And when you're doing a job like this, it just don't make sense to put them back in.
Bring that other bearing up for me, Carl.
I didn't feel like getting all greasy. And then this is the other bearing, the outer bearing. You cannot get them mixed up. One is much bigger than the other one.
Well, when I get this rotor out of here, put the new one up.
Out with the old, in with the new. The new one will already have the races installed in it, so you don't have to worry about taking those out of your old one or buying new ones. They should already be in there.
This up first.
All right, now as you can see, he is putting some grease into the new rotor. That is so that there's a gap in between your races, the inner and outer, and you want to coat that to make sure that doesn't get rusty. If that gets rusty, then you're dropping rust right into your bearings, which obviously is not a good idea. And he will also do a thin coat of grease right on the race. That way it's not firing up, you know, that way there's grease, plenty of grease there, and then we're going to repack the bearings as well. On a side note, when you're buying stuff like this, it's very expensive at an auto parts store. At AutoZone, these were $170 or $180. So what I did is I went to AutoZone.com, I ordered them, and if you have them shipped to your house for whatever reason, AutoZone lost on this deal for sure. But when you have them shipped to your house and it's over $100, today they were doing over $120. It's free shipping, and they give you 20% off. So we got 20% off of these rotors, so it was actually cheaper than going into the store. I also didn't have to deal with the person behind the desk that didn't know anything, and so it was much cheaper and much less hassle, and they got shipped right to the house.
Can you turn out the heat for me, Carl?
As you can see, he's packing new grease in. Basically what you want to do is put some on your palm, and then you will start to see it actually come up. It'll push the old grease out and it'll start to come up. See if we can get a better shot of that once you get some. It's kind of hard to see. Yeah, see right there how the black stuff's coming out, the old stuff. So he's pushing the old stuff out and he's putting new stuff in.
You can put them in the parts washer and then blow them out real good.
Alright, so now we're going to insert the bearing once it's greased into, it'll just sit right inside the race like such. And we did get new seals because you're going to tear them up. So even if you're going to do this job and you always just want to get new seals, you're never going to be able to save the old seal. It's not even worth it.
You can, but just throw them in. That little hammer over there?
God,
Can use a block of wood to make it a lot easier. seal the bottom out. Apply some grease on the actual part of the seal.
And then you also want to take the grease, you want to try to get the grease off of where the shaft would ride on the inside of the bearing there, just so you don't have any issues with it slipping. So we're going to get this all, just clean that up a little bit, and we'll meet you back at the truck.